And these buggers out there, they like to send in conditions that I've never heard of and long words I can barely pronounce, especially on the fly like this. And Charlotte says, has Alan found any vestibular rehab that would help Mal de Debarquement Syndrome?
Yes, this is a different thing. So we're getting away from crystals now. Mal de Debarquement is sea legs. You know, if you've been, many of you will have been on a boat and you come back on land and you feel that you're in some form of motion for an hour or two. And normally it settles down very quickly. Yes. With some unfortunate souls, it doesn't. It keeps on going. And they can have that feeling of motion for months, sometimes years. It's to do with how the brain is using the sensory inputs. So when you are balancing, as you're stood there now, Stephen, you're predominantly using your proprioception for balance. Yeah, your head's not moving. It doesn't matter whether you close your eyes or not. It's proprioception that's keeping you upright. If you go onto a boat, for example, your proprioception is going to be unreliable because you may be stood on a solid floor at the bar, but the boat is pitching up and down on the North Sea, and therefore it's giving you false information. Yep. So you have to switch away from that. Now, if you're like me, you'll use vision, and I will tend to look at a point on the horizon or stare at the land or a lighthouse or something, and that will keep me upright. But as soon as we're in the blue water and I don't have a clear visual reference, or I go below decks and I'm at the bar, my eyes are telling me I'm stationary, my body is telling me I'm stationary, but the boat is bubbling up and down. Yes. I have to switch to using the vestibular sensory inputs, and a good sailor will. I don't, therefore I'm seasick. But point is, you should be able to switch systems, and then when you come back onto land again, you should be able to switch back. And some brains find it very difficult to do that. So yes, you have to tailor your rehab to that particular client, and everybody's a little bit different, but often it involves re-emphasizing the proprioception and moving away from the vestibular inputs a little bit. Re-emphasizing how? Proprioception, really by stimulating proprioception as much as possible. So a lot of balance work, but in bare feet or on hard surface, weighted with a rucksack, weighted belt, that sort of thing. And varying as well. So getting people on soft surface, then hard ground, soft surface, hard ground. So probably doing some form of What about challenging that proprioception yourself? Absolutely, we can do that and get them sort of wobbling around on boards and trampettes and the like, and moving as well. Okay. But yes, it does work, but you have to tailor the rehab